Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the organizers for putting this wonderful opportunity together here. I'm Andy, and I'm here with SentinelX to talk about active cyber insurance for SMEs. Just to give a quick update on the landscape of things, and for many of you in this room today, the dire situation is no surprise, but some of the latest numbers that I just pulled earlier this week, in terms of the cost of cybercrime, it's going to be just about doubling in the next 3 years. That will be a huge increase. We're also seeing from just the latest report that came out earlier in January this year from the US situation, that in particular healthcare and financial sectors have been impacted by huge increases, more than double what they saw in last year in terms of compromises. Now today, every company is a target. Bad actors are trolling the web and finding businesses and servers that have vulnerabilities. In particular, what we found from our calls with many companies, big and small, is that in particular SMEs are the ones that struggle with cybersecurity because they lack the knowledge and the tools. So without further ado, talking a little about what SentinelX does, it can be broken down into 4 components. We help to identify risk factors using automated black box scanning, just as bad actors would, but going a bit more in depth. We'll then help you to reduce risk. We'll give detailed guidance on how to address some of the weaknesses identified. And if you need help, we'll have experts and consultants on hand that can fix those things for you. We'll also have an incident response team. And so if the worst comes to happening, we'll have a team of experts that can come in, limit the damage, get the bad actors out, and restore business continuity. And the last part of this is insurance. So all residual risk that remains will cover by insurance for that total peace of mind. Now you may say, insurance already exists in the cyberspace, and it does, but it fails to deliver. It's a one-size-fits-all solution that delivers a very simplistic risk evaluation. It fails to actually reduce risk. There is no active risk mitigation part, and if things do go wrong, you're on your own to find help. And what this means is failing to increase security means higher premiums, and that's a higher cost for you to pay. What we do differently, the SentinelX solution, is we'll establish a continuous safety loop. We'll help to find risk, we'll help to mitigate it, we'll keep a continuous eye on things as they develop. For example, if a password dump is found with your employee in it, we'll let you know. We'll also have an incident response team, and the premiums will be cheaper as a result. Thank you.
Thank you. Keep it right now. All right, first test done. Questions from the audience? Evgeny.
Thank you, Mr. Marco. SMEs, they're trying to save money, right? And probably they will use CIS solutions. So in this schema, why they should choose this solution, or what's the main risk for them?
Sorry, choose the solution over what?
So basically, they are using infrastructure in the cloud, and the cloud provides security, but there is still risk there. What is the risk?
Yep. Okay, so if the applications are hosted, you're using a SaaS product, then there is still room for risk. You will have your DNS servers, you'll have a domain, there is email configuration, things that can turn into vulnerabilities and threats. You can still have, say, the example that I was able to give about your employee's password or credentials being exposed in a dump, leak somewhere that can then be used to compromise your systems. So your footprint is going to be more limited indeed if you instead would rather have self-hosted applications, but there's still risk to consider, and it's existential more often than not to the business to keep those systems running.
Oh, there's 2 more questions.
Hello, Marili. So your ideal client is SME, but what is the profile of the ideal SME for you?
I would say SME is the ideal profile. I think what we found from our extensive and numerous calls with different size companies is that if you are a smaller company, if you are not an IT company, if you don't have a few hundred engineers on payroll, you won't be able to justify hiring a cybersecurity professional on your team with sort of, say, annual payroll budget of 50,000 euros. But you still have existential risk arising from using software solutions and maybe even some self-hosted software solutions that you put up with vendors. So that's the sweet spot where you're not able to bring that expertise in-house, but you still have needs for it.
All right, no, we're not going to take any more questions right now.
We'll talk about that last question after.
Able to ask that question later from him, from them. Thank you.
Thank you.